Hey, it's Frank from 4D Honeybee, and it's just starting to happen. The flowers are just starting to want to bloom here. We don't have dandelions out yet. It is March the 24th, and it's a glorious 22 degrees Celsius, 72 Fahrenheit. And I got to get on this hive here because I just got to get things sorted out for summer, right? For spring, summer, because we've had a miserable spring, very wet, very cold. And in the next week or two, we're going to get some good weather. So this hive, what we've got to do with this is it went into winter as a 2-deep hive. And right away, they ate all the resources out of the bottom hive, and the queen moved up to the top hive. And when I checked this out a week ago, they still hadn't put any resources in the bottom hive. So I'm going to flip them around here. I'm going to put the queen into the bottom box, put the relatively empty box on top. Queens like to build up, so we're going to get her building up. This is going to be my honey hive. I want to try to just focus on extracting honey from this hive. So if I find the queen, I'm going to stick her in the bottom, swap the boxes so that she's in the bottom, put a queen excluder on. I'm going to feed them. I'm going to treat for mites, and thanks for joining me at 4D Honeybee. Okay, so first mission here is to try to find the queen. It's not imperative. I'm pretty sure I'll find her. She's marked and she's always in this top box. But want to get her in the bottom box. And let's see about doing that. Wow, lots of bees in here. Again, looking at the lid just to make sure she's not on there. But you can see there are bees pretty much across all 10 frames of this box, which is good. They've eaten almost all the candy. This is all that's left. And now we've got dandelions just starting to come out. And once they do, you pretty much know they're going to make it through the year. At least there's not much of a dearth that happens in our neck of the woods here. I'm going to try and make this fairly quick because got a lot of stuff to do today. You know what? I'm going to start on this side. Definitely eating that stuff. What do we got here for a first frame? It's just honey. It's hard to tell whether they're consuming it or backfilling it. I'd say most likely still, yeah, they got some new capping there. You see the lighter capping is definitely new. Make sure the queen's not on here, get it out of the way. This one's pretty decently heavy with honey as well. About half. Would you say it's half full or half empty? Not quite half. Queen on here. Another honey frame. We're starting to see some bee bread in there. You see the pollen? It's a good sign. It's a sign that they're starting to have the carbohydrates ready for baby bees. Pretty well-mannered bees. This hive was a little spicy, let's say. But right now they're perfect. There's the queen right there. See her? Last year's queen, raised locally. And see how she's just hanging out in this top box. So what I'm going to do, not going to bother them anymore. What I am going to do is put this box back together, switch them, get the queen in the bottom box, put an excluder on, and do the rest of the stuff I got to do to get this hive ready for summer. Yeah, the bottom box is much lighter than the top box. Okay, so now we know the queen is on the bottom, which is great. We're going to get an excluder on there in a second, but I'm going to throw on some gloves and put on this Apivar Mite treatment. So here's the Mite treatment that I'm going to use. It's this Apivar stuff. It's purely a chemical treatment for mites, and it takes a while to be effective. So it's supposed to be in the box for 43 days, but it can't be on the box with your honey supers. And I want to have honey supers on here probably, hopefully if all goes well, just jinxed it, sooner than 43 days. So I'll put the treatment on now and just kind of play it week by week and see how their growth is happening, and then make a decision as to when to pull them off. What the strips look like, you tear them apart. You're not supposed to handle these with your bare hands. There's two ways you can put them on. You can either put a toothpick through the hole there, which is what I'm going to do, or you can just use this tab and kind of jab them in there. Can't put them on either side of a single frame. You got to separate them, and a full brood box like this can take 2 of these. So all I'm going to do is put this toothpick through it like that and drop it in more or less to the cluster. Next one coming in, going right there. Part of the reason why I use the toothpicks is that way the strip sits vertically and bees can walk all around it on both sides. If you use this thing, it puts a force on it. You see how it's wanting to bend to one side? That brings one side up against the frames themselves and does 2 things. It prevents the bees from walking around it, but it also can prevent access to whatever's behind that, like brood and such. So I like the toothpicks. You can put a little finishing nail on it or something like that. And we're also going to feed these guys. I'm going to give them some pollen patties, and we'll see how they do. Couldn't find my brand new beautiful metal queen excluder, so I had to revive these ones. So we're really trying to set this up so that these bees start making brood and start making bees. Because when you make bees, you make honey. And that's what I want out of this hive. I want honey out of this hive. It's been a while. All right, so we'll get a pollen patty on there, and this one's done. Again, I never block up the center of the hive, just to let them be able to breathe out of the center, you know? All right, hopefully that will get them making some babies. All right, so that's it for this hive. This hive I want to be my honey producer. So, look, I know I can jinx it, assuming that it's going to work out the way I plan it, but you do have to have a plan going in. Second year for that hive, that one's going to be strictly honey. The other 2 hives in the apiary are going to be strictly for making more bees, for doing splits. Trying to go into this winter with between 8 and 10 hives. So that's the first step. Thanks for joining me at 4D Honeybee.